Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBase.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 34th Commitments of Traders Report of 2023, and as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials positions. Before we jump to the review, just a brief reminder for those who are new to COT analysis. At COTBase.com you'll find a lot of educational material explaining to you all the COT report types, data types, typical setups, a lot of great material here. We also have some very useful videos that can guide you through the analysis process, step-by-step tutorial videos. And of course, we're always there for you if you have any questions. Feel free to reach out either by commenting under this video or sending us an email to info@cotbase.com. As usual, we are going to be looking at the largest changes in commercials positions in the beginning. We're going to have a look at the wonderful iCOT Intraday Indicator that we developed on the basis of classic COT analysis. Let's get started. The Australian dollar is on top of our list with a 23% change in commercials and net positions based on a 52-week look-back period. Of course, we're analyzing net positions, the classic legacy COT data. So CFTC calls it legacy. You can simply call it the classic because it has the longest history. CFTC has been publishing a disaggregated traders and financial futures and commodity index traders reports, which basically further breaks down the COT report for the more sophisticated traders out there. We are analyzing futures and options combined data. So we're looking at the entire market, not just futures contracts, but also we're looking at what the options market is doing. You have the ability to look at them separately if you want. And yeah, let's get started. Australian dollar, let's see what the COT report tells us. So there's definitely a larger than average change size. You can see that on the chart over there. Greater than average. We have seen larger changes in the past. I wouldn't say it's like top 5 or anything like that. The good news is it's coming after a decline that's been going on for weeks now. Now I should point out we had a bit larger than average change last week as well, without really pushing the market much higher. But it did actually slow down this decline. So who knows? This could actually be the bottom in place. Now, not only do we have a bullish COT change signal, but if we open this 5-year chart, then you can see that actually we're getting closer and closer to bullish COT extreme levels. We have seen greater extremes in the past. So this can grow, of course, as the decline continues. But it's something to note, right? Now, I'm going to pause here for a second with my classic COT review. I want to show you what the iCOT Intraday Indicator does. It is, of course, based on our own system, our own data. It's not data from CFTC. We call it the iCOT scores. But the concept is the same. We're measuring stresses in the market. And as you can see on this 4-hour candlestick chart, it was giving us some pretty decent sell signals, and with the features of AfterSignal, you can actually filter out a lot of unsuccessful signals, and you can see how well that carries down the market. And you can actually use this stop line, this red line that you see here. So as the system signals a sell, you can see that at that moment it calculates a stop level, which, as you can see, has acted as great resistance throughout this decline that's been going on. We are getting this bullish stripe signal, which of course coincides with the classic COT review part. For anybody who's just joining in, so we have, of course, 2 separate areas: the classic COT analysis tool sets. We have the website, and we have a wonderful indicator for NinjaTrader. But throughout the years, we developed the iCOT Intraday Indicator. So if you come here, this is the basic version of it without the AfterSignal, as you can see on these charts. But there's a great example here that explains to you the different signal types. Basically, the strongest are these vertical red and green line. When everything is aligned, that is considered to be the most strongest signal. So I think that's a very good supplemental tool for anybody who's looking at these markets. Of course, you can go down into very micro time frames if you'd like. This is the 1 hour candlestick chart, and you can go down into the seconds arena if you'd like. It's a great tool, so check it out. Let's continue with our next market, wheat, the Minneapolis wheat. We talked about that last week. Here today, we are witnessing a 21% change in this wheat market. There are, of course, different wheats out there. So we had a much greater than average change size already last week. And similarly to what we just saw in the Australian dollar, it didn't actually push the market much higher, but it kind of gave it a bottom, right? This week, the wheat could not actually continue its downward path. So is this the bottom? We shall see. But I think it's always a good idea to look at the extreme side of things as well. And you know, especially if you look at, let's say, a 2 years extreme, you know, a 3 years, it's definitely there, right? There's a significant extreme present in the market. As you go further out in time, we have seen much greater extremes in the past. You know, commercials holding around 20,000 contracts net long, whereas today they're about, you know, 5,000 contracts net long. But it's you know, it's still significant. I mean, if you look at how these traders were performing back in like 2021, 2022, the extreme situation was much different. So overall, wheat, I think there's some bullish signals out there. The next market is going to be an energy, the gasoline market to be specific. 16% change over here. This is a bearish change signal. However, if you look at the chart, this may be a bit larger than average, but to be fair, I wouldn't consider this in my trading. It's too small. So let's just move on and have a sneak peek at the 5 years chart, which, as you can see, the extreme, if you're looking at commercials net positions, is more or less in between the two extremes of this time frame, the 5 years chart. So you know what, this is a great example of what a market looks when there's no COT signals. So I just pass and move on. Let's have a look at large speculator COT extreme analysis. We've got heating oil on top of our list with a 252 report extreme in large speculators net positions. You can see there's an extreme in commercials, well, small speculators seem to be optimistic about the future, which is always a good signal downwards. Well, when I say always, caution is advised. There's certain markets, especially livestock, where of course a lot of small speculators, or as CFTC calls them, non-reportables, are actually commercials. You just got to look at the correlation between their net positions, and usually in the majority of the markets, small speculators correlate with large speculators, right? So it's a bearish extreme suggesting a top coming, but that can be the case in a couple of months, right? So it's stress level analysis. You don't actually know when the volcano bursts out, right? But you do see that there's stress building up. So Australian dollar, we talked about soybean meal, 61 report extreme. And if you look at the chart, that means nothing really. We had a bullish extreme, a bearish extreme in February of this year, a great signal. We talked about it. Soybean markets are amazing to analyze with these COT lens. So it took its effect, but we're definitely far away from any bullish extremes. So it's just nice to see how effective these bearish extremes or bullish extremes can be, right? Sugar is our last market for this review. Here we have a 40 report extreme. So again, you can kind of go back in time and see, well, actually that was a good point in time to go long in sugar, bullish extreme over there, even though it wasn't, all time or close to it. But if you can look at 1, 2, 3 years back, right? So nice to see, but there's no current extreme that I'd act upon right now. But there's so much to do here at COT Base. There's of course more markets, other data sets, other tools that you can use. COT Extreme, we of course show in these reviews, but there's a COT index, the COT move index, the long-term trend indicator, volume and open interest analysis. If you're a pro member, you can download our data. If you're, trading a specific market, I talked about the Australian dollar, and you really want to understand the nitty-gritty details, then of course we offer you that as well. And by the way, of course, everything that you see in the table here can be represented on a chart. So you can download them, different formats. So yeah, I'd say it's a very wide range of tool sets that we offer you here at cotbase.com. So thank you very much for your attention. I appreciate you being with me. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'm hopeful you will join the next time. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Goodbye.